Before our show begins, we request your attention to the following announcements. There is no smoking permitted anywhere in our building. No flash photography is permitted during the show. Unless you're expecting a phone call from God, please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. If you are parked on Seminary Avenue in front of our building, your car must be moved by 1 p.m. Please take note of the emergency exits. In Studio A, the main entrance to the studio behind you through which you entered, the glass door on your right, which leads to the control room, and the large bay doors behind the curtain on your left. The curtain will be closed, but the doors are unlocked. In Studio B, the main entrance to the studio behind you through which you entered, and the door behind the curtain on your left. In the event of an emergency, go out that door and turn right at the orange wall. And finally, this year there were 374 students who participated in News and Views. Only 105 of you received individual Eddie nominations. So just to get this far, all of you are truly winners. So congratulations, good luck, and enjoy the show.
Before we begin, can you hear me?
Yes.
Who has their cell phone? Cell phones? It's good if you have them. Well, if you want to text your parents or someone at the school, it's itvnylive on YouTube. So if they want to watch what's going on, you're more than welcome to send them a text.
Live from the instructional television facilities in Yonkers, New York, welcome to the 44th Annual Eddie Awards. Today's presentation honors the outstanding achievements of student broadcasters from the Archdiocese of New York who participated in this year's News and Views programs. Joining us today are Lisa LaRocca, Lonnie Quinn, and Craig Treadway. We're especially pleased to welcome Dr. Timothy J. McNiff, Superintendent of Schools of the Archdiocese of New York. And now, our Master of Ceremonies, WNYW Fox 5 meteorologist and a former Eddie winner himself, Nick Gregory. Live from the instructional television facilities in Yonkers,
Thank you. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be back here at the annual ITV Eddie Awards. Welcome. And again, we're here for the 44th Annual Awards. How impressive is that? Just a thrill to attend every year and meet, the bright and talented young people of our community. Yeah, I'm talking about you guys, right? You're the young, bright, talented ones. Roland, are these the bright, talented ones that... Okay, I just want to make sure I'm in the right place here today. So, well, welcome again to the program. And what's impressive again is that News and Views now has been around for, again, over 4 decades. I was a part of the program back in 1977, I think it was. So, had a lot more hair back then, too. Actually looked like John Travolta back then. Nonetheless, it's been doing something special all these decades. It's continued to challenge you as students to explore various topics that are happening around the world and sort of bring it to us. We get to see these stories and these topics through your eyes. You get to go on a journalistic exploration of contemporary and in many cases very tough issues affecting the community, and you present those in a newscast style format, which is pretty cool. And what I've seen over the years is that your presentations just get better and better. And so we have to be careful because, you're going to put us out of work over here one of these days. What you've gotten to do also is you've got to experience what it's like to be a part of a newscast. All right, there's a lot that goes on. So there's writing, there's graphics. You have to tell the story. That's the biggest part of all, telling that story, being creative. And also, what's it like to come together and work as a team? Because you can't get a program on the air unless everybody is involved and everybody contributes, whether it's small or large. It's that team effort that brings a newscast on the air and makes it successful. Hello, Studio B. Can we? There they are. So we love you guys in Studio B. Shows you how popular and big ITV News and Views still is because we had to go to 2 studios to fit everybody in here today. So, well, we're always excited to have members, outstanding members, by the way, the broadcast community to be with us. Are you guys outstanding? Yeah, okay. They're outstanding. And as you heard, we have Lonnie Quinn here with us today from WCBS TV, my old friend Craig Treadway from WPIX, and Lisa LaRocca from News 12. And we're very thankful that they've agreed to come here today and give up their precious time to present the awards to you guys. And again, we're also pleased to have with us the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Timothy McNiff, today here from the Archdiocese. Well, putting on a program like News and Views, of course, takes the work of a lot of dedicated people and staff here at ITV. And overseeing all that work is Father Gary Mead. He's the Administrative Director for ITV, and he's going to come up and say a few words to you guys to get the program on the roll here. Father Mead.
Just a thank you to all the teachers and moderators who have participated for many years. Some schools that are new, participating and watching you come here has been a great blessing for us as well. You really make the end of the year here a great time for us as they put it together. And all the people working, Roland, who's done hard work, making sure that all your scripts, everything are in. Angel, George, Ebe, all working hard to put it all together. But it's really all about you and your moderators. And we thank you for all that you do and putting so much effort into it. Everything you've done, every one of you is a winner today because they were all great. So we thank you again, and we'll just say a quick prayer, and we'll get moving right on. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we ask you to send forth your blessing upon us this day and for all the teachers and students, newscasters, all those who are participating in the News and Views and Eddie Awards this day, that they may be filled with your grace and blessing and know their value and understand how important their work really is. And we ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Father, very much. So back in that May of 1977, I was sitting in the audience just like you guys right now, picking my fingernails, nervous, whatever, but excited about the chance of winning an Eddie. So I'm sure you're feeling the same way. And again, while not everyone's going to take home an Eddie today, you're all winners in our views just for being here and being nominated. That means your hard work has already been recognized and your talents have come through. And again, we're very proud of you. And of course, your moderators, your teachers, your fellow students, your family, your friends, everybody shares in that praise of you. And again, congratulations and good luck. All right, let's move on to the program. And it's my great pleasure to introduce my good friend Lonnie Quinn. Lonnie is making his 9th appearance here, so becoming a staple here at ITV. And let's see, on your 10th anniversary at WCBS, is that right? Awesome. So 10 years at Channel 2, you see him on the 5, 6, and 11 p.m. news. You also hear him on WCBS News Radio in the afternoons. CBS This Morning Saturday program. Do you ever sleep? You're like me. So he gets actually some national coverage on that. Still doing WLNY too? Yeah, so he's on Channel 55 on Long Island. He hasn't won an Eddie, like I have, but he has won, are you up to 15 now? 15 Emmys?
I'm stalled at 14.
14, okay, so still, that's awesome. 14 Emmys. He's also a pilot like I am. He's an avid sports fanatic. He rides his bike to work across the park. And, of course, if you watch Lonnie's coverage like I do, I know I get nervous when I see his sleeves rolled up because that's kind of his trademark, that there's a big storm coming. So Lonnie's going to come up and present the awards for survey, photo, essay, and debate, but he also has something special he's going to share with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lonnie Quinn.
All right, well, listen, I just want to start off by telling you that it is such a pleasure for me to be here. It's been, Roland, what do we got? We're pushing a decade now with this? 9 years. 9 years. Wow. Basically, from the time I came to New York City, I maybe had, I guess my first year was just getting rolling, but from that point forward, I've been with you guys, and I'm a product of Catholic education from grammar school right through my time with the Jesuits at Boston College. Here is what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to give you a quick little background. I have a 4.5-year-old daughter who will start kindergarten this coming fall. Well, I've got to find the school for her. And we're searching all around, and we decide on St. Ignatius, and thankfully, Lily gets accepted to St. Ignatius. So now, with all of the time I've spent with you guys and the Eddie Awards, I'm thinking this is going to be perfect because I know the value of it. I know what this teaches students, the confidence that this program gives you, the public speaking skills, the research, the ability to think in a concise, rational way. It's fabulous training for whatever you choose to do. Well, I want that for my child as well. So I go and I speak to the faculty and the administration over at St. Ignatius, and I'll be darned, Dr. McNiff, they don't have the program at St. Ignatius. They don't have the Eddie Awards there. I mean, right in the middle of Manhattan, we need to get it there. So I put together a pitch for them, and I want to get them on board. And for that matter, throughout this whole process, I learned that there are other schools within the Archdiocese that are not participating. Now, we have a great number of schools that participate. Believe me, you guys in this room are up against all kinds of competition. All right, so like Nick was saying, it is a thrill for you, and it's an accomplishment to get yourself into this room. All right, but what I'm saying is, let's get every single school involved. So we had to put together a pitch, a video, to get those schools who are not necessarily on board to jump on board, and to get the schools like you guys who are currently on board to get re-energized by it. So let me show you what this world of journalism is all about within the Archdiocese. Hey everyone, I'm Lonnie Quinn, and this is the professional world of journalism. Now I'm guessing you're either a student or you're a faculty member, or you're an administrator within the Archdiocese, and your school either participates in the Eddie Awards or it's thinking of participating in the Eddie Awards. Well, I want to take just a few minutes of your time, and I want to get all my CBS friends involved as well, all the people that you see on TV, and we want to talk to you about what a great move it is to get involved with the Eddie Awards, to have your students pursue, at least dip their toes in journalism. The whole pursuit will be the ride of a lifetime.
I used to tell people when I first started this line of work that, when they asked what do you do, I would say, I get paid to learn. And how cool is that? You get paid to learn about the world, about your community. And not only do you learn it, you then turn around and synthesize it, digest it, and make it understandable to everybody out there.
We're the first ones to know about different developments, whether it be a world story, whether it be a national story, whether it be a local story. Sometimes those stories are sad, sometimes they're happy, but it's important and relevant information that we feel you need to know about.
The coolest part of my job here at CBS 2 is I like that we get a chance to do it every single day. It is a privilege.
I grew up in Los Angeles, California, playing sports all my life. My children play sports. So when I come into work, I get an opportunity to put my spin on what I see other athletes doing, whether Carmelo Anthony's making a shot or not, or those sorts of things. So I really don't feel like I'm working. It's just a cool job to have. And quite frankly, now I'm getting paid pretty well to do it.
I always say to people, some people can talk about the news. I can say, oh yeah, I just came from the news. I just came from the inaugural. I'm fortunate enough to have spoken to every president since George H.W. Bush, whether before their term was over or after their term was over.
I got to, among many other things, I got to witness Cardinal Dolan being elevated to being Cardinal. That was a tremendous experience, transformative, not only for him, but for me. Catholic boy from Long Island, it kind of meant a lot. And then, afterwards he put his big bear claw on me and, described the experience.
It's not just to be doing your job every day, it's being a witness to history. I'm not the guy making history, but I'm the guy recording history.
When there's something, an emergency, a weather emergency, or something else, you can turn to us, and I take that responsibility very seriously, that we're going to have that information for you, and I like that.
And really, that responsibility, that duty to do it right and to do it responsibly, there is no other better feeling than to be that communicator, to have that connection with the viewer.
When you consider what kind of kid is going to make a good journalist, it starts with some very basic qualities. Number one, to be a good journalist, it starts with curiosity. You have to be curious about the world.
Journalists look at the world and question why things are the way that they are. Whether if they believe it's right or it's wrong, they question it.
And as you get older, you start to have different interests. But if you maintain a curiosity about the world, about your community, about people in general, not nosy, nosy helps, but being curious is the main thing.
Journalists are also good storytellers, and who doesn't want to hear a good story?
It's all a sense of accountability, and also you've got accountability. You hold yourself to something, and so at a school, it can only make students better.
What makes a good journalist is someone who's more concerned about being right than they are about being first. Someone who really does their homework, someone who really checks and only reports on the facts, keeps their opinions separate.
I got to go back to accountability, just in how you take in information and how you also share, rather than saying something that's not true because you heard it somewhere. Don't be afraid to check the facts. I did tonight during the news. I checked the facts on something before I said it on TV. I'm proud of that.
I think it's important to embrace your own style as a journalist, as a reporter, as an anchor. Make sure that when you're reading a script, you're engaged in the copy, and it's important to remember there's an audience out there. You're a storyteller, so you're talking to them, you're having a conversation. You don't want to just read your script.
I learned, and I'm still learning to this day, the best person to be as a reporter, as an anchor, is me. I am best at being me and not trying to be someone else. I really stress that to everybody. It's so much easier to be yourself than to be someone else. And these are things that make us all individuals to be your best you.
The skills you learn in journalism class really can be applied to life in general. Communication is the vital link to anything. So you have to be a clear communicator.
You never know who you're going to be interviewing, so I think you need to be comfortable with just talking to people.
Journalism isn't just about being a reporter or an anchor or a muckraker or investigating. It's about writing, it's about communicating, it's about being clear, it's about being concise and getting your thoughts across. I mean, it comes in handy when it comes to writing term papers, when it comes to writing compositions, when it comes to writing essays. So it may sound like I'm overstating it, but when you take a journalism class and you learn how to organize your thoughts in a clear and concise way, that applies to every aspect of life.
Then there is the public speaking portion, which really can be somewhat nerve-wracking.
You have to get in front of a camera and you have to express yourself in front of a camera. It's what we called when we were little public speaking. And to this day, it's what terrifies all kids. I don't want to get up in front of all my friends and say something, all look stupid.
To be able to stand in front of someone and speak clearly and effectively, that is what you're going to learn in journalism class. And you can carry that with you to any boardroom, to any meeting.
You get a confidence that builds you throughout your life. And whatever career you choose, even if it's not this one, the ability to get in front of people and speak to people really matters.
And then there's thinking on your feet. We all need to think on our feet. And believe me, in this industry, you become a pro.
So I'm in 9th grade, entering 9th grade at my high school on Long Island. My dad says, why don't you take this journalism class? First time they've ever taken it, they've ever offered it. And at that point, I didn't know what journalism meant. I didn't know what it was. And you know the rest of the story, right? I took the class, I absolutely loved it.
You get that bug at an early age, and I had it, but I didn't have an outlet. I didn't have a way to kind of hone those skills. It had to come a little bit later on in life and in college and places like that. But for you to get that exposure and that experience at such an early age is invaluable.
You know, life is not just about having a career, it's about having a passion. And if you can combine your career with your passion, well, then you're the luckiest person on the planet. I'm not saying that you shouldn't want to be a lawyer or a doctor, because those are great careers where you can save lives and change people's lives. But our job, our career, our passion is something where we can embrace history all at the same time. And it's really been very special for me and so many people who do this job.
It builds confidence. A journalism program just, you know, you stand taller. It's a confidence builder for everyone.
It's such an important career. It's an important job. It's one people really can feel good about, that they've made a difference. And now more than ever, we really need good journalists out there.
And I promise you, if you learn those skills that a journalism class will teach you, you will get that job.
Well, if that is not a selling point, I don't know what is. All of us here at CBS 2, we encourage you to get on board with the Eddie Awards program or increase your Eddie Awards curriculum. It will serve your school. More importantly, it will serve your students immensely. And it's a heck of a lot of fun. So again, that was put together to inspire those of you who are already part of this program to do something with this opportunity. I mean, don't squander it. It is, all of my colleagues here will tell you, an opportunity like this at this stage of your lives is invaluable, no matter what you do. And obviously it was put together for those schools who are not on board with the Eddie Awards. And Dr. McNiff and Father, with God as my witness, I will get St. Ignatius on board. I mean, we will get them to join up here. Hey, listen, just before we get started, I'm giving out the first award here right now. Studio B, and everyone says, hey, can you hear me in Studio B? And we hear, like, you know, the applause so you can hear us, but we don't know if you're saying, yes, we can hear you, or no, we can't hear you. So Studio B, now get me on this. The person, the gal or the guy who was closest to the door there, the student, run over here to Studio A and tell me if you can hear me or not. Come here. We're all waiting. We're waiting for you. Is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it a... It is. Hey, my man, can you hear us? You can. All right, go back. It's going to get really fun. All righty. Well, throw my eyeballs on. Here we go. The first award that we're going to give off to kick off this season of the 2017 Eddie Awards is in the survey category. Now, the survey category, as it is described in your competitive outlook for putting out the best product possible, it is a collection of opinions about the topic from various segments of the population within your school, within your community, within a group of people, and it should be reported in an interesting and visual manner. Basically, it is your job, if you are conducting a survey, to tell us where the pulse of America lies. All right? You pick the topic. Whatever the topic is that you're working on. Hey, is President Trump doing a good job? You've got to go out and you've got to get opinions from people. And you want a real good cross-section of America or of your school's body, student body. And you want to report that. And look, it's all done basically on percentages. If you're asking that question, is President Trump doing a good job? We do not have the ability to interview every single person in the country. So what we do, we take a cross-section of a group of people who represent the population of the United States. So if you're talking to 10 people and 4 say he's doing a good job, 3 say he's doing the worst job ever, and 2 just are kind of middle of the road, they can't decide. You're talking to men, you're talking to women, you're talking to all different ethnicities. And then you come up with percentages that kind of give you an idea. Hey, 40% are on board, 30% are definitely not on board, 20% don't really have an opinion yet. That's how this whole thing works. And it is your job to give that information to us and to conduct the survey in general. So, to kick things off, we are going to announce your nominees in the elementary school category for survey. And here we go. Jack Breen, Jake Roque, Daniel Breen from Annunciation in Crestwood. To infinity and beyond, what do we really know about space? Jane Doyle and Daniel Sullivan from Transfiguration in Terrytown, fighting fire with fire. Teachers, you have the right to bear arms? Tristan Aya and Alexandra Rizzo from St. Anne on Staten Island, the Electoral College, a distortion or model of our democracy. David Pearson and Vincent Wright from St. Adalbert on Staten Island, an angel among us. Katharina Regenauer from Most Precious Blood in Walden, refugees, defenseless or dangerous. Let's find out who's taken home the trophy. Okay. The Eddie Award this year in the elementary school category for survey, come on up here. Tristan Aya and Alexandra Rizzo! Oh my God! You know what? That right there, let that set the tone for this day. Let that set the tone. You win something like this, my goodness, throw things up in the air and get up here. This is fantastic. Congratulations, guys. It's up. Good screaming. Excellent. Oh, absolutely, guys.
Okay, so it's a little awkward. I didn't think I was going to win, but here goes. First of all, thank God. Thank Ms. Vici, our principal, Ms. Evanego, our moderator, for giving us this opportunity to get this job and learn a little bit about journalism and all that. I'd like to thank my partner, Alexandra Rizzo, of course. I couldn't have done this without her. And yeah, thank you all for just clapping, I guess. All right.
Sweet, you betcha. Say a little something if you like.
I want to thank our team for all the support that they've given us and my partner for calming me down and helping me through this.
I'm still nervous. Stop.
Bravo. Hey, you know what? Maybe you're going to want to keep this. Okay, I'll walk out. Now, they're going to have to decide, because one of them gets the trophy, the other one gets an envelope. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, in the high school category now for survey, your nominees. Maylee Hoitzel and Kristen Marcus from Preston in the Bronx. How free should college be? Nick, as a dad who are paying, man. Yeah, I'll answer that one for you. Okay, our next nominee. Deontay Santiago, St. Raymond High School for Boys in the Bronx. sexual objectification of women. And our next nominee is Honora Cruiser, Our Lady of Lords in Poughkeepsie. If you don't snooze, you lose. The effects of sleep deprivation on adolescents. And the Eddie Award in the high school category for survey is going to go to, is it Studio A? Is it Studio B? It is Megaly Hoitzel and Kristen Marcus. I'm guessing it's going to be Studio B. Or maybe they, oh, there's a scream. This is, yes, you did. Dr. McNiff, this is what it's all about. This is great. Come on up here, ladies. Fantastic job. There you go. You're welcome. Get in there.
I don't know what to say. Well, thank you, Mr. Youngren, our moderator. Greatest.
Yeah.
We would like to thank ITV News.
Yes, for giving us this opportunity.
Yeah, and our team.
Our team
yes,
back
our
in Studio
team,
B.
Studio B. Yeah, it's been great, so.
Bravo!
Go Sharky!
All righty. All right, we're going to keep the energy up here, guys. We're going to move on to the next category. And the next category is photo essay. And it's described, obviously for those of you in the program, you're all in the program. It's described as this technique relies on visual images, oftentimes photographs, you have video as well, to communicate an aspect of the topic. The photos may be accompanied by appropriate text or music. In our industry of journalism, photo essay plays a huge role. You can tell a story without words. All right, we call it a nat sound piece, where you just have your cameraman out there capturing the story. And sometimes you guys know, sometimes it's even more powerful than having the reporter sort of, insert himself into the piece. You just show what's going on, and it can really be moving. So let's get to your nominees. In the elementary school. In the elementary school for the category of photo essay, our first nominee, because there's a bunch of them here. Here we go. Stefan Morgenstern, Anthony Pastorelli, his brother, I'm guessing, Stefan Pastorelli, and David Zavilowitz from St. Patrick on Staten Island. Zoos, paradise or prison? Jenna Arcuri from St. Anne on Staten Island. The Electoral College, a distortion or model of our society. Gianna Macchia and James Duchesne from St. Christopher on Staten Island. United we stand or sit? National pride's decline. Jeffrey Asamani, Edwin Aquino, Amanda Ortiz, and Giovanni Correa. Texting versus talking, the lost art of conversation. No kidding, Nick. Nick, your kids are at college. My son's at college, too. That's all we communicate. We don't get a phone call. It's the text, I know. Well, listen, this is your world here, guys. Our next nominees, Tyler Beresford, Elena Wagner, and Abigail Krebs from St. Denis, St. Columba, Hopewell Junction. Monkey See, Monkey Do, the effect of violence in the media on our youth. Let's announce a winner. For the elementary students in the category of photo essay, it's like The Price is Right. Come on down. Tyler Beresford, Elena Wagner, and Abigail Krebs. Do with it as you see fit, guys.
We would like to say thank you to our teachers, Mrs. Forlenza and Mrs. Waters, who have put hours of work into helping us win this award. We would also like to say thank you to our other team members. We would also like to say thank you to everyone who has helped us achieve this and given us these opportunities to enhance our writing and oral presentation skills.
For the high school students in the category of photo essay, the nominees for the 2017 Eddie, Megan Moran and Emily Slattery from Maria Regina in Hartsdale, The Human Trafficking Epidemic. Anna Koloski, Our Lady of Lourdes in Poughkeepsie, If You Don't Snooze, You Lose, The Effects of Sleep Deprivation on Adolescence. Maribel Marino from St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx, Exit to the Unknown, Female Soldiers Transitioning Home. And Joseph Ardnone from St. Joseph by the Sea on Staten Island, The Significance of College. And this year's Eddie, to my high school students in photo essay, goes to Megan Moran and Emily Slattery. Oh no, you gotta keep clapping, she's got a long walk. Yeah, nobody wants to walk up here, their heels clicking. All right, now this is either Megan or Emily. Neither. Nor neither. All right, come on up here, Miss
Kiara.
Miss Neither, Miss Kiara, it's all yours.
Good morning. Unfortunately, Megan and Emily were unable to be here today, but they would like me to speak on their behalf. Thank you so much. We are honored to receive this award. We are so thankful to Mrs. Stout for pushing us to make an amazing program. We would also like to thank one another and our whole ITV team for all of their hard work. Finally, we would like to thank everyone who helped us with our research and production, and the Archdiocese
Live
for
from the
supporting
instructional
this
television
wonderful
facilities in Yonkers, New York.
Well, Kiara, now I know why, we've been announcing the winners so far, and we're setting a great tone. I mean, it's exciting. Again, it's great to be in the room, but when these kids are winning, they're screaming, they're jumping up, and that was a little more subdued, Kiara, but I understand now because you're like the rep. All right, let's move on to the last category that I have the pleasure of announcing winners, or first announcing the nominees and then the winner. It's going to be a little bit different right now because we're going to talk about a category called debate. And debate is where, according to your definition within the Eddies, and this is just what a debate is, two students with opposing viewpoints on an issue, and now it has to be related to a serious theme. You're not going to talk about, our puppy's cuddly. I mean, it's a serious thing you guys are debating. You argue your position. You have to be prepared with evidence. You use logic. You use persuasive techniques. It's all part of making a good debate. And I think the biggest part here, and why we're going to announce the nominees and then we're going to show you a little video clip, the most important thing is the last thing you want to do is to be tied to your notes during a debate, because so much of the effectiveness of a debate is connecting with the audience. So look, do your research for a debate. Do it, man, know it. Let it be a part of you. And then talk about it. Have some notes, maybe with a couple of talking points, and then honestly put it in your back pocket. You know you've done the studying. You know what you're talking about. It is now your time to talk extemporaneously. You will never be able to know for sure what the opposing person is going to present to you. So just be prepared to wing it. But you're winging it with the facts that you have studied. So what we look for here is a real sense of natural speaking and being on your toes. Like Christine Johnson said, this business teaches you to be on your toes all the time. All right. The nominees for the elementary students in debate: Thomas Zubella and Jessica Scala from St. Patrick's on Staten Island, Zoos, Paradise, or Prison. Weston Latessa and Arun Raja from Transfiguration in Tarrytown, Fighting Fire with Fire. Teachers, you have the right to bear arms. Matthew Dodge and Caroline Holdorf from St. Anne on Staten Island. The Electoral College, a distortion or a model of our democracy. Victoria Harrison and Savannah Risky. My new daughter's name is Savannah, by the way. We call her Savvy. It has nothing to do with the program. Most Precious Blood in Walden, Refugees, Defenseless or Dangerous. And Tyler Beresford and Brianna Susko from St. Denis, St. Columba in Hopewell Junction, Monkey See, Monkey Do, The Effect of Violence on in the media on our youth. And let's give away an Eddie Award. No, we're not going to give one away. Roland, every year I do this. And Dr. McNiff, 9 out of 10, every year I mess it up. I get invited back, yeah. It's a short list. Let's see a video clip of all of our nominees.
Hey everyone, I'm Lonnie Quinn.
That's
and
not the right
this
one.
is the professional world of journalism.
Okay, use your imagination. We have hand puppets. So, what do you think about puppies? I think they're cuddly. They're not cuddly. Yes, they're cuddly. Nick, help.
I'm here to tell you that zoos are wonderful places where both humans and animals can receive numerous benefits. Animals are safe, receiving much needed care and rehabilitation in zoos. Animals live longer, happier lives than they would if they were in the wild. In secure and controlled zoo environments, humans can interact with, enjoy, study, and help conserve these incredible creatures.
Thomas, I strongly disagree. Zoos are harmful towards animals. Animals are kept in captivity and are unable to express their natural behaviors. There have been instances where zoos abuse their animals.
Now, Arun, after hearing all of that, do you still believe teachers should not have the right to bear arms? We've seen statistics, pictures, and even had an experienced teacher give her thoughts on the matter. Do you think students should be defenseless against an armed intruder? Do you think they should just lay down and die?
You have a point, Weston, that guns possessed by teachers in schools would act as a protection for the students. However, the idea isn't very practical for several reasons, cost being one of them, and it can leave a bad taste in the mouths of guardians across the nation.
The recent election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump has once again raised the question of whether the Electoral College should be eliminated. In a word, yes. If we want every vote to matter in every state, then the popular vote is the only sensible path to take here.
Let's talk about the Electoral College. The Electoral College has elected the President and Vice President of the United States since 1787 and has proven to be an effective method time and time again.
There is a refugee crisis in the world. Many refugees are living in camps that are overcrowded and cannot meet their needs. These refugees should be allowed into other countries, including America, to have a second chance. These poor people are living in distraught countries. They have gone through events that we as Americans could never imagine.
There's nothing left for refugees in their own country, but you're mistaken about their needs not being met. There are camps to give these refugees the care and necessities that they need to survive. They are given food, shelter, and health care.
Recently in the U.S., there have been many crimes and acts of violence that people are blaming on the media instead of taking responsibility for. The media cannot be blamed entirely, as parents have the power to choose what their children view on television.
But with more parents working, single and overworked parents do not have time to supervise what their children are watching and can access independently. In homes with multiple children, it is always a possibility that young children may access websites meant for older kids.
Cut. Well, hey, what do you guys think? I know for some of you, it's the first experience of seeing yourselves on TV. Is that a cool feeling, or is it a little bit like, whoa, is it? You like it? You better like it. I mean, we're trying to get you jobs in this field. Let's give away this Eddie Award. Okay, for all of our elementary school students who are nominated in the debate category. Dun, 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 dun. Come on up here and accept your Eddie Award this year. Thomas Zubella and Jessica Scala! Keep it clapping. Fantastic, guys. And look, one of you gets to keep this as well. You both hold on. Okay. Good.
Thank you. We are so honored to win this award. We worked very hard and will never forget it.
First, we would like to thank our moderators, our pastor, Monsignor Jeff Conway, and our principal, Mr. Vincent Zadowski, for continuing the ITV program at St. Patrick's School. Next, we would like to thank our moderators, Mrs. Elisa Cipriano, Mrs. Mary Kim DeMonica Pochia, and Mr. James Pochia.
All of them helped us along our journey of writing this debate and were always there to give us guidance. Also, we would like to thank our teammates for supporting us and being some of our best friends. Lastly, we would like to thank the Archdiocese for providing such an amazing studio to work in, as well as Roland and Angel for helping us edit the debate, and for all their hard work and dedication to the News and Views program. Again, thank you all so much.
Well, look, this is the last thing I'm going to be awarding right now. Again, every year I come here, every single year, I get blown away by you guys. And I mean, the fact that we just heard from, elementary school students, and they're also well-spoken and clear thinkers. And man, I'll tell you, the future of this world is in good hands, I think. And the value of Catholic education, I think, is priceless. Just an aside, and this is literally just for me. Savannah Risky, are you around here anywhere? Are you in Studio B? Savannah, if you're in Studio B, run over here for a second. There she is. Oh, Savannah, quick question, because my daughter's name is Savannah. Does anybody ever call you Savvy? No, they just call you Savannah? Because the problem we're having with, we call my daughter Savvy. She's 2, okay? She can't really say Savvy. She calls herself Slappy. And I'm thinking, honestly, it's starting to stick with the cousins. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm raising a daughter named Slappy. Congratulations to everybody. Okay, guys, the last award that I'm giving out for the night is going to be for the high school students in debate. So let's give you your nominees, and then we will see a clip. You see, look, everybody turn on to Roland. Watch this. And then we will see a clip. That's what he does to me. Clip, video, clip. I'm like, what does this mean? Clip. Okay, your nominees, Sophia Sirigliano and Gianna Fregali from Preston in the Bronx. How free should college be? Nick?
Free, please.
There we go. Andrew Cortese and Kyle Sinclair, St. Joseph by the Sea in Staten Island. The significance of college, which should be free. Let's see a video clip from our nominees.
Student loans are actually good for you. College can be the first insight for young adults to understand budgeting and finances. Paying off loans in a timely manner proves you know how to budget your money. That's a real-world education.
You can't be serious. Budgeting is a good skill to know, but students are being suffocated by thousands and thousands of dollars in real debt. Governor Cuomo said that colleges are so expensive that it is getting harder and harder for students to get any education today.
The U.S. share in the global economy has decreased 10% in the last 10 years, according to Forbes. As our wealth and jobs fly overseas, Americans now have to fight for the few jobs that remain.
Yes, but contrary to that fact, America is experiencing an abundance of job openings and middle-skilled jobs. These jobs don't require years of college or large monetary investments, but still offer wages that...
And cut. Okay. Let's give away the Eddie. Now, I just realized as my time with you is sort of coming to an end here that I realized something I just want to convey to my colleagues here, my other presenters. If you're up here, guys, and they're rolling the video clip, I realize now I'm standing right in your sight. You can't see any of it. I'm like, oh, but this is a great show. And they can't see it. So we'll step. I'm sorry, I missed it up on the first stuff. But let's give away the Eddie for the high school students in the category of debate. Please come on up and accept the hardware, Andrew Cortese and Kyle Sinclair. Are you screaming in Studio B? I said, are you screaming in Studio B? Studio B, is anybody alive? There they are. Well, at least we know, Nick, it's kind of soundproof, sort of, right? Pretty good. Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Very nice job out there. Thank you. The podium is yours.
Perfect. So first, we'd like to thank the ITV organization for having us. We'd also like to thank our teacher, Mr. Powers, for letting us all come. I actually found out I was going the night before. Anyway, so I think my partner Andrew
I've gotten taller.
and the rest of the team for helping us all out, including Sam, Joe, Mike Freed, Cameron, and Em. And most of all, thank you, Mr. Conroy, for driving us up here. Andrew?
I'm not Andrew, I'm Joe, but thank you.
Lonnie, you dropped your pen over. All right, congratulations. Hey, how about a nice hand for Lonnie Quinn, right? Isn't he great? And even every now and then he gets the weather right, too. If that debate didn't roll, I was going to come up and debate the weekend forecast with you.
I go 69 and 7.
Yeah, that's right.
I think 70 and 60, 68.
Can I quote you tonight? Yeah.
No, you better not.
I better not.
Wait, Nick, you're on before me. I steal all
Shh. Don't give away secrets. Well, it's funny, you talked about the free college thing. So yeah, I mean, I have 3 daughters, right? So, and there's history with this, with ITV, which is why I'm telling this story. So our oldest is just finished her junior year at Fordham University. But the next one was born 18 years ago. Today is her birthday. And I almost didn't make this program because of her, because I didn't know when my wife was going to go into labor. Nonetheless, I made it. And so she's 18 today, so it shows you again how fast time goes. And she's going off to UCLA in the fall. Free tuition, where is it, baby? You know what's interesting is I was sitting on the side and I'm listening to the subjects and I'm watching your clips, and I had a flashback to my time doing ITV, News and Views. And actually, the story that I reported on was the bombing of Francis Tavern. And if you're not familiar with it, you can look it up, back in the 70s. But what's interesting is here 40 years later, it's actually in the news again, because there's a whole controversy. One of the extremists involved in that bombing is actually going to be involved in the Puerto Rican Day Parade this year. There's a big controversy about that. So how news comes back even 40 years later. So, and that's what you're going to find when you're doing your stories here and you're touching on these elements, how, you know, what's old is new again, and how we have to continue to report on these elements in these stories. Well, every year, most every years, here we have a newbie that joins the Eddie Award program, and this year is no exception. We're going to welcome Lisa LaRocca, or El Rock as she's known, at News 12. I found that out. A full-time reporter there. She's a Westchester native, grew up in Harrison, and still is happy to call it home. She's covered many breaking news stories, has delivered health reports, and she's also does something that Lonnie and I can appreciate. She's the one they send out in the field during the snowstorms and the rainstorms and the severe weather. So
when we say don't go outside,
she goes outside. So we appreciate her sacrifice to make us look good. And she's her history in broadcasting is she's worked with Regis and Kathy Lee before moving on to be an anchor and reporter for PDE in Myrtle Beach. She's won the New York Emmy Awards, Associated Press Awards. She's very active in community groups such as the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, Walk to Cure for pancreatic cancer. And she is here to present the awards for feature, research, and editorial, and you're going to be blown away by what you see. Welcome, Lisa LaRocca.
Thank you, Nick. You know, I was really excited to be asked to come here today, and what an exciting time for all of you. This kind of brings back a lot of memories for me, because I was right around your age when I had decided I wanted to be a television journalist. I'll never forget that day. I was in our downstairs in our home in Harrison watching TV, and the news came on. And I started watching, and I said, this interests me. This could be a really cool way to make a living. That night I went upstairs and sat down to dinner with my parents. I said, I think I have decided I want to be a television journalist. That's what I want as a career. So my parents kind of looked at each other and said, okay, that'll change 75,000 times between now and college, because I was a cheerleader, you know how they could be. So, but it never did. And I got to college, and I double majored my freshman year. Mom and Dad were both in education. Dad was a principal here in Westchester, Mom a teacher. I thought maybe that's what I want to do. So I double majored in elementary education and journalism. And the very first time I stood in front of a camera with a microphone in my hand, I went to school in Ohio. It was on the midway of the Ashland County Fair. Now, I'm a girl from New York. I've never seen a cow up close, and there's cows and pigs and chickens with blue ribbons. I'm looking around saying, what the heck is going on here? But it was the coolest thing, standing there talking about something that I had just learned about, now sharing it with the people who are watching. That was it. I never looked back, except for when, like Nick just said, the days that I'm up at 1:30 in the morning, standing on the side of the sawmill in a blinding snowstorm, like, yeah, this was a really good idea. But the great thing about working in this industry is you get to experience and see and meet people that things you would normally not get to do. Very often people ask, what's one of your most favorite stories that you ever did? And I always go back to the same one. I got to go up in the MetLife blimp, Snoopy one, it's got the big Snoopy on the side. I saw it docked at the Westchester County Airport. I thought, I wonder if they'd let me go up in that. So I called MetLife down in Manhattan, and they said, yeah, we're just about to take it down to Florida for the winter, so if you want to do it, we'll do it now. And I got to float, all over Westchester County. We all know there's nothing like Westchester in autumn. And it was the coolest thing ever. And it was, without a doubt, one of my favorite feature stories. And that's kind of going into the first category that we're talking about. Feature stories are my favorite kind of stories to do. Feature stories are never, hardly ever, the A1 story in a newscast. It's all the breaking news, the fires, and all that crazy stuff. And that's fine with me. I love feature stories because you're not so pigeonholed. You can really be creative. You can really have fun with it, and you can show your own personality. And feature stories don't just have to be feel-good stories. They can be health stories, all kinds of stories. So I'm happy that I get to present this one. So it says here, feature. The student develops a report on one particular aspect of the team's topic. Accurate reporting, good writing, and verbal presentation are emphasized. So, the nominees in the elementary school category for feature story: Ariana Ortiz and Brendan Burns, St. Margaret of Cortona, Bronx. First Ladies, A Different Style of Politics. Jessica Ballot, St. Adalbert, Staten Island, An Angel Among Us. Anastasia Burlingame, Maya Owen, and Brittany Reyes, St. Peter's, Poughkeepsie, Differently Abled, Changing Our Perception of the Disabled. Emily Ramphel, Kimura Nguyen, Elizabeth Rodriguez, and Abigail Maldonado. From Our Lady of Refuge in the Bronx, Texting versus Talking, The Lost Art of Conversation. And Ariana Porco and Rebecca O'Connor from St. Denis, St. Columbia, Hopewell Junction, Monkey See, Monkey Do, The Effect of Violence in the Media on Our Youth. And the Eddie goes to La La Land. I'm sorry, somebody had to do that. Somebody had to do it. Okay. And the winner is Ariana Porco and Rebecca O'Connor, St. Denis, St. Columbia, Hopewell Junction.
We would like to thank our team and moderators, Mrs. Forlenza and Mrs. Waters, for this experience.
We really couldn't have done this without you guys, so thank you so much.
Very nice. Okay, so now we move on to high school in the feature category. And we have Kyra Sherlock, Kylie Feliciano, and Roxanne Sampson from Maria Regina in Hartsdale, The Human Trafficking Epidemic. Samantha Vigiano from Preston in the Bronx, how free should college be? Laura Bacage from St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx, exit to the unknown female soldiers transitioning home. And Cameron Basora from St. Joseph by the Sea, Staten Island, the significance of college. And the Eddie goes to Laura Bacage, St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx.
Wow, okay. Thank you so much to my team. It means a lot that you guys were always there for me. Thank you to Sister Ann and Sister Pat for allowing me to take part of such a beautiful thing. And thank you so much to Ms. Riolo for opening new windows for me and showing me a new way, new path. Thank you, I'm out of breath. Wow.
Congratulations, and congratulations to the nominees as well. So our next category is research. And if you are going to be a journalist, this is one of the most important things that you must do. Because while social media and technology is a wonderful thing, just because you can grab your smartphone and pop on to Facebook Live does not necessarily make you a journalist. Doing research, getting the facts, being responsible, and knowing before you report, that's what makes you a good journalist. So, research is key. And this is described as the research categories, a team rating based on the extensive inquiry of facts relating to the program's theme as presented by the students throughout their program. The information is compiled solely through careful, diligent student research. And in the elementary school category for research, we have St. Patrick's, Staten Island, zoos, paradise, or prison. St. Christopher from Staten Island, United We Stand, or sit, national pride's decline. St. Peter's and Poughkeepsie, differently abled, changing our perception of the disabled. Most Precious Blood, Walden, refugees defenseless or dangerous. And St. Denis, St. Columbia, Hopewell Junction, Monkey See, Monkey Do, the effect of violence in media on our youth. And the Eddie for research in elementary school goes to St. Denis, St. Columbia, Hopewell Junction.
As a team, we would like to thank everyone who has helped us win this award. We loved getting to research all the different aspects of this topic, and we enjoyed working together to put this presentation together. Thank you.
And we have high school in the research category. Maria Regina Hartsdale, the human trafficking epidemic. Preston in the Bronx, how free should college be? Our Lady of, you know, you're gonna have to do this all night. Our Lady of Lourdes, Poughkeepsie, if you don't snooze, you lose, the effects of sleep deprivation on adolescents. And St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx, exit to the unknown, female soldiers transitioning home. Okay, and the Eddie goes to St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx.
I'm happy to accept the award for research from my team. Research is crucial to getting a good story, and thank you so much to everyone from SCA and the News and Views team.
I like that you read off your phone. I do that too in the field. My phone right there. It's a great way to read off your scripts. There's a time we have these the big clipboards, and then it's raining. How do you hold your microphone, a clipboard, and an umbrella at the same time? But now with the phone, you can hold it all together. So good job. So the third category is editorial. Now this can be a slippery slope because your job as a journalist is to gather all the facts, and then present all the facts to the viewer, not just the ones you like and leave out the ones you don't really like. You have to present everything to the viewer, and you let the viewer decide. Not everybody in our industry does that, but that's what you should be doing. Now, if you're doing an editorial and you're making it clear that it's an editorial, that's a good thing because it gives your viewers the chance to get to know you and who you are and what you're about. And that's an important and good thing too. So it says, under the category of editorial, a student takes a stand on some aspect of the show's theme or defends the team's position. The student's responsible opinions are to be supported by facts. In the elementary school category, under editorial, Abigail and Angelis, Our Lady of Mount Carmel, Elmsford, an inside look at what caffeine does to you. James Pochian, St. Patrick's, Staten Island, Zoos, Paradise, or Prison. Layla Obis, St. Paul, Harlem, Standing Up for Our National Anthem. And Jason Vargas, Visitation, the Bronx, The Dangers of Global Warming. And Philip Whitford, St. Anne and Staten Island, the Electoral College, a distortion or model of our democracy. And we have a clip of these shows.
Caffeine is a natural stimulant that is most commonly found in coffee, tea, cola, guarana, mat, and other products. It works by stimulating the brain and central nervous system, which helps you to stay alert and prevent tiredness. Many of us enjoy the taste of caffeinated products. Although caffeinated drinks such as coffee can prevent cancer and diabetes, more than 4 cups of coffee a day can lead to early death.
Picture this. A young male lion, his mate in all its majesty, lies with unnatural docility in a barred, isolated enclosure. His eyes lack the magnificent imprint of the wild savanna stalked by his ancestors. Instead, they are hindered by drooping eyelids and marked by an unmistakable sheen of utter indifference to the surrounding world. While children and adults alike gawk at his hulking form in the claustrophobic pen, others wonder if the zoo in which this feline dwells is truly the right place for the animal to spend his life. Paradise? I think not.
In our country, there are certain things that symbolize America. Our flag, apple pie, hot dogs, and of course, the national anthem. So when you do something that disrespects an American symbol, you open up the floodgates for controversy and backlash. Enter in Colin Kaepernick, NFL quarterback. During this past season, Kaepernick decided to take a stand, or rather, a seat, while the national anthem was being played before the start of his game.
In our opinion, global warming is a disease that Earth is afflicted with, and us humans are the only ones who can give it the medicine it needs. We all need to do our best to conserve and protect our environment. We are trying to prevent a world in which our children do not know what trees are, where the city of Venice is as mythical as Atlantis, and where we can no longer breathe.
The Electoral College is the body of people who represent all 50 states in the U.S. and are the ones who formally cast votes for the election of president and vice president. Each state receives 2 senators and representatives according to population. This totals to the amount of votes a state has. The candidate with the most of a state's vote, with the exception of Maine and Nebraska, wins all of them. This system was designed to prevent large states from controlling the outcome of the election as opposed to a
The Eddie for editorial in elementary school goes to James Poche of St. Patrick's, Staten Island. Keep clapping until he gets it. Way to go, James. Good job.
All right. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Thank you. I'm truly honored to receive this prestigious award. There are many people whom I would like to thank. First, I would like to thank my principal, Mr. Vincent Sadowski, and my pastor, Monsignor Jeff Conway, for supporting our project and giving us the determination to succeed. Next, I would like to express my great appreciation for my mentors, Mrs. Elisa Cipriano, Mrs. Mary Kim DeMonico Pochia, and Mr. James Pochia, the last two happen to be my parents, for motivating us to be our best and guiding us throughout the entire process. In addition, I'm incredibly fortunate to be part of such a great St. Patrick's team. I will always remember the fun that we had in creating our broadcast. Finally, I would like to thank the Archdiocese for creating such a wonderful program and to Roland and Angel for helping us on our taping day. As a 3-year member of the St. Patrick's School ITV team, I know that I will never forget the time that I spent making new friends and helping my team to succeed. Once again, thank you.
Good job. Okay, and under the category of editorial in high school, we have Sanjana Varma and Isabella Suarez, Maria Regina Hartsdale, The Human Trafficking Epidemic. Caroline D'Agostino, Our Lady of Lourdes Poughkeepsie, If You Don't Snooze, You Lose, The Effects of Sleep Deprivation on Adolescents. Mamie Okren, St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx, Exit to the Unknown, Female Soldiers Transitioning Home. And Emily Galati, St. Joseph by the Sea, Staten Island, The Significance of College. And again, we have video clips. Take a look.
This year, according to News 12, 82 victims between the ages of 13 and 17 were saved in Westchester, and 239 traffickers imprisoned as part of the FBI's Operation Cross Country. This operation is part of an even larger nationwide initiative to rescue underage victims of sex trafficking.
We can also combat human trafficking through legislation. We can expand the Federal Trafficking Victims Protection Act beyond its focus on female victims exploited through sex work to include all types of trafficking and all types of victims. We can utilize social media as a tool to combat the human trafficking epidemic. Paradoxically, social media is both part of the solution and part of the problem.
Losing sleep is detrimental to one's health and should be regarded carefully, especially when discussing student life. Sleep deprivation is an important topic because it impacts and affects the social structure of our community. This issue often begins in adolescence when stress in school becomes too overwhelming, causing teens to pull all-nighters. Is the good grade really worth it, even if the student's mind isn't even fully awake during the day?
Imagine this. You are a young woman who has just graduated from high school. All of your friends have decided to go off to college, but you are about to make the most unselfish and honorable decision of your entire life. You have decided to become a soldier. You can't wait to be part of America's best, and so you join, only to find out that your underwear will be anatomically incorrect, you'll be given only 2 sports bras, and you may need a FUD, or a female urinary diversion device during combat. And you may even be called Mr.
With many challenges faced by today's youth, there is one challenge in particular that is on the minds of many: paying for college and being left with crippling debt. Although there are financial aid options, they do not apply to all who may need them. Recently in the news, the topic of free college education has been up for debate and even proposed by politicians. If the proposition becomes law, free college education would eliminate the burden of student loan.
very impressive. And this is my last category, so just quickly before I read this, I want to tell all of you, those of you who do not bring home a statue this time around, I want to tell you something that a friend of mine at News 12 told me the first time I got to go to the Emmys, but did not bring the statue home. She said to me, "Don't worry about it. You got to go to the big dance, and you will forever be known as an Emmy-nominated journalist." Eventually, I did get to become known as an Emmy award-winning journalist. But all of you here, whether you win or you don't, you will always get to call yourselves Eddie-nominated journalist or Eddie Award-winning journalist. And either way, what you've learned, and whether you decide to become journalists or not, what you've learned, what you've done, will carry you so far. So just congratulations to all of you. Give yourselves a big round of applause, please. They're like, yeah, just say the name already. And the winner is Caroline D'Agostino, Our Lady of Lourdes, Poughkeepsie.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
First and foremost, I would like to thank God, for without him, none of this would be possible. Secondly, I would like to thank my former News and Views moderators, Mrs. Waters and Mrs. Florenza, for all of their help and dedication for pushing me to where I've become now. Next, I would like to thank the ITV team, and my moderator, Mrs. Katz, for all of our hard work and dedication we've put into this program. So thank you.
Congratulations. And thanks to Lisa for being here today. I told you were going to be impressed, didn't I? So a nice hand for Lisa LaRocca, please. Thank you. All right, our next presenter is an old friend of mine going back more than 20-something years, Craig Treadway. You see him on the Pix 11 News in the morning. He actually started on that program in 2000, one of the pioneering reporters to be on the Pix 11 Morning News. But I know Craig from when we were together at Channel 5 at Fox 5 News back in the day. And now Craig has an interesting history, okay? Prior to being in television news, Craig was a patrol officer, all right, in Missouri. And so talking about, getting experience to be a street reporter, that's pretty much right there on the front lines. He's worked in radio and television in St. Louis before he came to New York City. And we welcome Craig here today to present the awards, the Eddie Award for Graphics, Interview, and Anchor Person. Craig Treadway.
I just want to say that pioneering is, it just means old. As Nick was telling you, I was a police officer at one time in St. Louis. But I really got my start in journalism, really sitting in a place like you're sitting right now. A couple of people, Joseph Palmer and Betty Lewis, who ran a magazine called Proud in St. Louis. They realized that the St. Louis Public Schools was lacking one thing, an adequate journalism program. There were no production facilities, and very few schools were actually offering journalism as a curriculum. So they decided to start something called the Jeff Vanderloo Communications Center. And so starting when I was a sophomore, I was able to go to a satellite location with students from all over the public schools. And we did everything, from soldering cable connections to operating transmitters, editing videotapes, shooting our own tapes. And it really was a place that whet my appetite for what was to come. And even though I diverted in my life and spent 4 years as a police officer, I came back to what I loved, and that was journalism. So this field means a lot to me, and I have to tell you how impressed I am with all of you, and how thankful that I am that we're going to be leaving journalism in very capable hands. So you all should give yourselves a real round of applause. So we're going to get to the first category that I'm going to be presenting today. And this is the category of graphics. Now, it's defined as it's a team rating based on the degree to which a team presents an overall visually exciting program. The emphasis is on the student's work and excellence in visual presentation. The creative use of music to enhance their visual presentation also contributes to their graphics rating. You all know that it takes a lot of elements to pull together a good and compelling story and keep the viewer's attention. And that's really what this category is all about. And our nominees are, in the elementary school category, St. Patrick's on Staten Island, Zoos, Paradise, or Prison. St. Christopher on Staten Island, United We Stand or Sit, National Pride's Decline. St. Peter's in Poughkeepsie, Differently Abled, Changing Our Perception of the Disabled. Our Lady of Refuge in the Bronx, Texting versus Talking, The Lost Art of Conversation. And St. Denis, St. Columbia, Hopewell Junction, Monkey See, Monkey Do, The Effect of Violence in the Media on Our Youth. And I don't believe we have a video for this category, correct? So we're just going to announce the winner of this category, and it is... I butcher envelopes. You have to forgive me. And the winner is Our Lady of Refuge in the Bronx. And from that sound, I think they're in Studio B. So we're going to give them a minute to come in and accept their award. What a good-looking group. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Well, thank you. It's been an honor. We definitely worked hard for this. I mean, we spent a lot of hours just in the computer lab looking for things. And we all kept each other entertained, and it's been amazing. I thank you to the people who set this up. It's been an amazing experience, and I'm glad that we got to have it. And winning this award, it's great, especially since we're all leaving and we might not all be together for high school. It's great. Thank you.
All right, the same category, graphics, high school. And the nominees are Maria Regina, Hartsdale, the Human Trafficking Epidemic. Preston in the Bronx, How Free Should College Be?
Free.
Our Lady of Lourdes, Poughkeepsie, If You Don't Snooze, You Lose, The Effect of Sleep Deprivation on Adolescents. And St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx, Exit to the Unknown, Female Soldiers Transitioning Home. And the winner in this category is St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx. Come on up.
So I just got told I was going to come up here and accept the award for my team. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. And it was actually really hard to find pictures and graphics and everything along those lines. So congratulations to everyone who was nominated too, not just to us. And I'm glad we got to do this as a team.
Congratulations. The next category is the category of interview. And in the field of journalism, really, there is almost no more important category when it comes to getting the information to give to the viewers or your readers. It is defined simply, in my opinion, by the last part of this definition, the ability to ask questions that will draw appropriate answers from the interviewee. And those of you who know sometimes it's hard to get answers, but you have to keep trying. You have to keep asking the right questions. And the nominees are Michael Macri, St. Patrick's, Staten Island, zoos, paradise, or prison. Shayna Harrison and Marcus Kalika, Transfiguration Tarrytown, fighting fire with fire. Teachers, you have the right to bear arms. Arden Terrapane and Gabriella Murray, I skipped one, excuse me. Emily Drivick and Michael Kinja, St. Christopher on Staten Island, united we stand, national pride's decline. Next is Arden Terrapane and Gabriella Murray from St. Peter's, Poughkeepsie, differently abled, changing our perception of the disabled. Jillian Grady and Catherine Mulvey, St. Denis, St. Columbia, Hopewell Junction, Monkey See, Monkey Do, the effect of violence in the media on our youth. And the winner is... How am I doing so far? Sorry? Okay? All right. And the winner is Jillian Grady and Catherine Mulvey, St. Denis, St. Columbia, Hopewell Junction.
So we would like to thank the News and Views team for making this all possible.
As everyone knows, this is not a one-man job, so we'd like to thank Mrs. Waters and Mrs. Ferlenza for supporting us through this whole project, and the News and Views team for putting it all together.
All right, the same category, interview, high school. Margaret Chiara and Emily Prendergast, Maria Regina, Hartsdale, the human trafficking epidemic. Nicole Coccarelli, Preston in the Bronx, how free should college be? There you go. I want to give you a break there. Emily Mantero, Our Lady of Lourdes, Poughkeepsie, if you don't snooze, you lose, the effect of sleep deprivation on adolescents. Samantha Rojas and Charlize Baez, St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx, exit to the unknown, female soldiers transitioning home. And the winner is... And the winner is Samantha Rojas and Charlize Baez, St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx.
We would like to thank our team, Sister Ann, Sister Pat, Miss Riolo, our senior coaches for guiding us through everything. Because without you guys, we wouldn't have been able to do any of this.
And I just want to say thank you to all the girls
This is a great opportunity. I feel really close to you, and I appreciate everything you have done for me. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, the next category is for anchor person. Anchor people are key speakers responsible for highlighting the show's theme, introducing speakers, and making smooth transitions from one segment of the program to the next. I have the analogy of being a pilot. Especially in a co-anchor team, you both are really co-piloting the show from beginning to end, making sure that it runs smoothly. And the one thing you get to know as an anchor person is that you can't fly the plane without a lot of support. And you know, at this time, I have to give thanks to all of the many people who support our newscast from behind the scene, from the camera people to the directors to the switchers. It takes a real village to put on a newscast. And I'm proud to be an anchor. And I'm sure that the nominees in this category are probably going to grow up and take my job. And you know what? After 17 years, come on, I'm tired. All right, and the nominees are Mackenzie Iannacci and Emily Cognato, St. Patrick's, Staten Island, zoos, paradise, or prison. Weston Latessa and Kira Schaefer, Transfiguration, Tarrytown, fighting fire with fire. Teachers, you have the right to bear arms. Now, I am not going to mess this name up. Marissa Bonsangue and Matthew Cepeda, St. Joseph's, St. Thomas, Staten Island, taking a stand. Mason Sala and Luke Booble? Did I get that right? Bublé? Like the singer, Michael Bublé or Booble? Either way. It's not either one, right? Okay. You can correct me. They're from St. Peter's, Poughkeepsie, differently able, changing our perception of the disabled. And Moira Kennedy and Kyle Silverio, St. Denis, St. Columbia, Hopewell Junction, Monkey See, Monkey Do, the effect of violence in the media on our youth. And as a famous sportscaster once said, let's roll the tape. Well, you said videotape, but you know, we don't do that anymore, right?
Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. These are just some of the impressive and majestic animals you can see at zoos across the world. Zoos, also known as zoological gardens or parks, are classified as places where animals are exhibited in captivity for conservation, research, or public display.
Mistreated, taunted, neglected, beaten, and enclosed in tiny spaces. Can you imagine living in a cage most of your life and never doing anything you enjoy? These are just some of the misfortunes animals experience when they are held captive in zoos. Despite their immense popularity, most people who visit zoos don't think about these issues.
The entire country was in shock after Sandy Hook, Columbine, and over other devastating school attacks. But could these attacks have been prevented? Many years ago, school shootings were thought of as out of the ordinary and rarely occurred. But according to everytown.org, shootings happen weekly, sometimes even daily, since Sandy Hook and Columbine.
Let's look at some more shocking facts about these horrific shootings. 17 kids aged 15 or younger have committed or attempted a mass school shooting. Unfortunately, we live in a world where kids are influenced by the actions of adults.
We, along with our fellow classmates, have studied the ways of Colin Kaepernick, the 49ers quarterback. Through his actions, Kaepernick has aroused much controversy. At the beginning of his 2016 season, Kaepernick has been sitting down instead of standing for the playing of the national anthem. He believes it is a form of protest against the unfair treatment of blacks and people of color in our nation.
Marissa, this controversy over respecting our anthem during sporting events is not a new one. As legend has it, the singing of the national anthem at sporting events began at the 1918 World Series when the country was at war. During the 7th inning stretch in the game between the Cubs and the Red Sox, people were standing, stretching their legs, and the band began to play the Star-Spangled Banner.
Albert Einstein, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Stephen Hawking, Walt Disney. These are just a few of the incredible individuals who have changed our world for the better. What do they all have in common? They all have or had some sort of disability, either physical or cognitive. They did not allow their disability to define them as a person. To the contrary, they rose above their limitations and inspired the world with their abilities.
Throughout history and in every nation, the sad reality is that people with disabilities are thought of less than fully human and are therefore treated differently. This did not just begin in recent years, but has been recorded as far back to stories in the Old Testament. Moses had a stutter, yet he was chosen to lead the Israelites.
This year, we have chosen to explore the effects of the different forms of the media on children and young teens. The recent prevalence of violent acts in our country has been very upsetting, almost to the point where we feel our society has become numb to it all. Therefore, we felt that this was a topic that should be delved into further, as we are young adults who may become parents ourselves someday.
As statistics of school shootings, hate crimes, and violent acts increase exponentially, the public has begun to wonder what factors may be triggering these outbursts. One popularly accepted answer to this issue is that the violent acts displayed in the media, particularly television and video games, are corrupting.
Outstanding work. All right, and the winner is... Mackenzie Iannacci and Emily Cognato, St. Patrick's, Staten Island.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There you go. You can hold on to that.
Thank you. We are so grateful to accept this award for the anchor category. We never could have achieved this high honor without the guidance and help from some special people. First, we would like to thank our pastor, Monsignor Jeff Conway, and our principal, Mr. Vincent Sadowski, for giving us the confidence to achieve our goal. Next, we would like to thank our moderators, Mrs. Elisa Cipriano, Mrs. Mary Kim DeMonico Pochia, and Mr. James Pochia for giving up their time and helping the team with great effort.
Also, we would like to thank our teammates who contributed to this win by giving us support throughout every practice. Lastly, we would like to thank the Archdiocese by offering this program, as well as Roland and Angel for their hard work and dedication to the News and Views program. Again, thank you to everyone who has helped us win this award.
All right, and in the same category, anchor person, high school, the nominees are Margaret Chiara, Maria Regina, Hartsdale, the human trafficking epidemic, Shania Ketchum, Preston in the Bronx, how free should college be? Free. Thank you. Victoria Costa and Alyssa Bayron, St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx, exit to the unknown, female soldiers transitioning home, and Samantha Gogarty, St. Joseph by the Sea, Staten Island, the significance of college. And of course, we have a video clip from each of these shows.
Hearing there is traffic is never good news. But when you add the word human in front of it, we are no longer talking about a minor inconvenience. We are discussing an assault on humanity, the blight on the world's conscience known as human trafficking. Human trafficking can happen anywhere and at any time. Anyone can be a victim, and perhaps a perpetrator as well.
Student loan debt is a prevalent issue for Americans today. One of the first things New York's Governor Cuomo did in 2017 was propose a solution. To shed more light on this proposal, Here is Samantha Vigiano with our feature.
Women have been involved during wartime since the Revolutionary War. They served on the battlefields as nurses, water bearers, seamstresses, and cooks. Some women were content to stay in these roles, while others chose to defend their country.
For example, Deborah Sampson Gannett enlisted for battle under the name of her deceased brother because of her passion to serve in 1782.
In today's society, there's an overwhelming amount of pressure placed upon high school students to take the initiative to apply to colleges as a way to continue their educational journey. One of the first items focused on during senior year of high school is the creation and completion of one's college applications. For as they say, early action warrants early.
All right, and the winner is Victoria Costa and Alyssa Bayron, St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx.
Thank you so much for choosing us for this award.
We could never have done this without the support of our team, our wonderful teacher, Miss Riolo, Sister Ann and Sister Pat, and the rest of the school for their encouragement and their prayers.
We appreciate everyone who helped us through the process, and we wish we could say more than just thank you. I hope I get to work with my senior mentors as we go to college in the fall at different schools, but we're all going in the fields of communication, so I hope we get to work together then, after college. So.
And just let me say personal congratulations to all of the nominees and all of the winners. And so that my wife knows exactly where I was today, if you guys don't mind, everybody get in. Hang on. Here we go. I'm an old man. There we go. Everybody say hello. I don't take a lot of selfies, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Craig. Great job. Give a nice hand to Craig Treadway from Channel 11. Craig, we're not old. We're vintage. Okay? We're seasoned. I just reduced us to a steak. All right. The next award is a very significant award. Why? Because it's the Moderator of the Year. And of course, the moderators work hard to guide the News and Views teams through the production. And it's already extra work for this individual or individuals in what already is probably a very busy day. So the significance of this award is because when it's given out or chosen, ITV asks the students to tell us what makes that person special. And the person, of course, doesn't know they're nominated, doesn't know what's happening now. Again, this all comes from the students. So very, very important and a very, very special award. And we're fortunate to have with us this year the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Timothy McNiff, to present the award. Dr. McNiff has been the superintendent since 2008. Now, you think you got it tough. So he oversees over 200 schools, 74,000 some odd students, over 7,000 employees. That's a lot of responsibility. So he's done similar work at the Catholic Archdiocese of Arlington, Virginia, and at the Wausau Area Catholic Schools in Wausau, Wisconsin. He's also been an adjunct professor at the University of Sarasota, Marymount University, and Notre Dame. Please welcome Dr. Timothy McNiff to present the Moderator of the Year Award.
Well, thank you, Nick. I'm going to, folks, run the risk of being a creature of habit because every year when I come up here, I say basically the same thing, and I'm going to do it again, but I think it's important. My appreciation for today is twofold, and it centers around people. I'll start with you, the students. I really appreciate what you've done. This is more than just doing the math and the algebra and the English, and you've extended yourselves, and as a result of that, you've made yourself better. But you know what's not lost on me? You made your school better, and I want to thank you for that. That's important to us. But there's another group that I want to express some appreciation for. A school or a school system, one of the responsibilities that we have to you is to present to you folks that, it's an adage, but it's called folks that are role models. And I think our schools do that so well every day when I think about the teachers. But today, we have role models that go beyond just your schools. And we're bringing in some folks from the business world and the community that are outstanding at what they do. Because the four individuals to my right who've been with us today, can I say it this way? They've finished the educational journey you're on, and they've taken their skill sets now. And when I say skill sets, I'm referencing what's up here, but what's here, and they're applying it to their communities, and they're being of service to other people. And for Nick and for Lonnie, Craig, and Lisa, what's not lost on me also is you not only do that, but you're setting the bar very high. And that's important because they deserve nothing less to see where the bar should be set for them. You do that exemplary. So please join me in thanking all these folks for being here. We've got two other folks that set the bar high too, and they do live in your school community. And as Nick said, this is the 2017 Eddie Moderator of the Year. So if you can indulge me for just a minute. This year, kind of unique. We have two folks that are News and Views moderators who have gone beyond what is expected of them as a normal teacher, and for so many years, they've done it in so many ways. They have worked selfishly on their News and Views program, from deciding on a topic to the final edits, while showing patience and humor so appreciated by their students. They challenged their students not only to do research and to present their topics, but to get involved in the social causes that they cover, shaping the students' understanding of those topics, challenging them to do unto others in so many positive ways. Many of our News and Views team's members have known one of our recipients today since they were in preschool. She has taught at the school for 19 years. She's one of the first teachers in the schools. She's one of the first teachers in the school to arrive each morning to provide extra help, and she's one of the last ones to leave in the evening. We know her energy is divinely inspired, and she truly loves what she does. She's patient, supportive. She loves her students, always challenging them to achieve their personal best. They, in turn, think of her simply as the greatest. She's also known as the dancing math teacher. The other recipient, introduced for News and Views and News program to her school, after she's moderated the team for 4 years at her previous school. We knew what a valuable experience, she knew what a valuable experience the program was and wanted to share it with her new school. She's an active, involved parent, a substitute teacher, a lunch moderator, and she volunteers countless hours at her schools. Moderating our News and Views teams for the past 5 years, these two wonderful women are role models to our students, women who strive to share their faith in humble, quiet ways with everybody that they meet. So please join me as we nominate, or not nominate, but we chose the St. Peter's School in Poughkeepsie to Mrs. Ann Kavanaugh and Mrs. Michelle Igo.
Well, I don't know how quiet I am, but I'm very grateful for this award. Thank you sincerely, and it comes from both Mrs. Igo and me, for this Moderator's Award. We've worked with very talented students and a very supportive principal, Mrs. Susan Trout. Thank you for the opportunity, above all, to bring the needs of the disabled to the forefront for everyone. I'm so grateful for these wonderful students. And yes, I am the dancing math teacher, but I don't think I'm going to go down as, that's not going to be my most famous thing to be known for. I'm most famously known for my students because they go on to be better and do better things than I've ever been able to. Thank you.
You actually prepared something. Thank you. Thank you so much for this honor. Thank you to an incredible group of students. This year we were blessed with 29 who came out to our program. And to our principal, Mrs. Trout, who continues to support our program, to the amazing parents who encourage the students to learn their lines, to my family, my husband and my daughter, your husband puts up with this. This year one of our students came up with this idea, Katie, and I'm very proud of them for coming up with this idea because in February we went to the Special Olympics and we supported the amazing athletes who were there. And so that they went above and beyond, these remarkable students, supporting the athletes that were there. So I'm so proud of all of them, and especially to this amazing lady, because when I came to her 5 years ago and I said, I have an idea, she didn't, she said, okay, let's go for it. Let's try, and we've been going strong ever since. So thank you so much to you, and thank you again for this honor.
I think cloning should be All right, congratulations. That's awesome. So, every year we have friends and benefactors that help contribute to make the ITV Eddie Awards a reality, and you'll find them located in your program. So we want to thank Sterling National Bank, Dan Poling, F. Ruggiero and Sons. They provided the chairs that you're all sitting on today. Catholic New York, of course, the official newspaper of the Archdiocese of New York, and as always, the ever anonymous friend of ITV that helps us out every year. Okay, so we are coming down to the Team Award. And what I was so happy to hear in all of your acceptance speeches, not one speech didn't mention the team. So that's pretty significant. And so I don't have to necessarily explain, yes, I need glasses too, like everybody else. So I don't have to necessarily explain to you the significance of the team, but you had a chance to experience it. And nothing gets accomplished in a television newscast, as you've been hearing from my colleagues, without it being a team effort. And so when the award is presented today, again, it's going to be emphasizing how was the writing overall? How was the cohesiveness of the presentation overall? How did you all come together with your graphics presentation, with the overall tone of the program? Was it a real team effort? And as you worked together, you had a chance to experience that, maybe make some new friends, and see what it's like to rely upon each other. Now, in a television news world, for real, of course it's a large organization. Not everybody gets along. But when it comes down to getting on the air, everybody does their job. And everybody puts anything aside and gets their program together. So you had a chance to experience that teamwork. And again, we're going to recognize in the elementary and high school divisions, again, the best in team for the ITV News and Views. So our nominees, first in the elementary level, St. Patrick's, Staten Island. Zoos, Paradise or Prison. St. Anne, Staten Island, the Electoral College, a distortion or model of our democracy. St. Peter's, Poughkeepsie, differently abled, changing our perception of the disabled. Most Precious Blood, Walden, refugees, defenseless, or dangerous. St. Denis, St. Columbia, Hopewell Junction, Monkey See, Monkey Do, the effects of violence in the media on our youth. And the winner. I haven't done this in a while, Roland. Right? Fortunately, I don't have to read names like they have to do. I would always botch a name or two here and there, so. All right, the winner in the elementary Best News Team Award this year goes to St. Denis, St. Columbia, Hopewell Junction. Come on down. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you for this Eddie Award. It is a tremendous honor for our team, and thank you to everyone here at ITV Studios for all the hard work you did to make this an amazing presentation. Thank you to our wonderful moderators, Mrs. Waters and Mrs. Ferlenza. They inspired us and guided us every step of the way. And as a lot of us are in 8th grade and we're going on to high school, I know we'll always remember the memories we made here. And yeah, just everyone worked extremely hard, and thank you.
All right. Congratulations to the elementary school Best News Team. And now on to the high school nominees. Maria Regina Hartsdale, The Human Trafficking Epidemic. Preston in the Bronx, How Free Should College Be? Say it with me, baby. Free. All right. Our Lady of Lourdes, Poughkeepsie, If You Don't Snooze, You Lose, The Effects of Sleep Deprivation on Adolescents. And finally, St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx, Exit to the Unknown, Female Soldiers Transitioning Home. And the 2017 Eddie for Best High School News Team News and Views goes to St. Catherine Academy in the Bronx. Who would like to accept the trophy? There you go. Hold on to that too.
I've been a part of the News and Views program for the past 3 years. I've worked and trained with many wonderful young women who have gone on to careers in journalism, which is a huge inspiration for myself and the girls behind me. I accept this award today on behalf of my wonderful and hardworking team, and as a senior, I will miss this class so much. Thank you to our teacher, Ms. Riolo, our principal, Sister Ann Welch, and Sister Pat, our president. And lastly, thank you to all of the ITV News and Views staff for making this possible. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well, that does it. As they say in television news, what do we say? We call it the show's in the can now, so to speak. So it's been a wonderful year, and again, we want to thank all of you for your participation. The moderators, of course, who've put in all their hours to help you guys out. The tireless staff here at ITV that puts their work together. Again, we want to thank our presenters that are here, Lonnie and Lisa and Craig. Thank you for giving your time. We hope to see you again at a future ITV Eddie Awards program. Dr. McNiff, of course, always a pleasure to see you. Father Mead and Roland and the gang, terrific job. Again, congratulations to your winners and your nominees here today. Again, you're all special in our eye. You continue to amaze and impress us. And for those of you that are graduating your high school this year, we wish you all the best in your future. For those of you that are not, we hope to see you involved again in News and Views and spread the word to your friends in other schools to help join in as well. We want to wish you all the best that life has to offer. And may God bless you on your path in whatever you choose to do, whether it be in journalism, whether it be in some other field, as long as you have a passion for it. That's what counts. If you don't have a passion for it, not so much fun, you'll do it, but if you got the passion for anything in life, that's where you should follow your dreams. So, you never know. How many of you want to be into television news one day? No, so our jobs are safe for a while. But we wish you again success, and you might be found on the 5 and 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock news somewhere down the road, and we'll be very proud of you when that happens. Thank you. God bless. Have a wonderful year.